Members, Senate Bill 277, there's obviously been a lot of discussion, a lot of mailers. Protects 9 fixed-wing aviation bases around the state by removing the state economic development monies. I've really been asked 2 questions about this bill. One, whose bill is it? And the other is, what about the amendments? I represent Wichita Falls, a town of over 100,000 people. It's also the home of Shepherd Air Force Base. We have approximately 15,000 people associated with the base that are either enlisted, civil service, or direct family members. To say it is critical to our city would be an understatement. Encroachment from wind farms and its impact to getting future missions and not losing current ones is the #1 issue in my district. We held interim hearings around the state. This bill is of critical importance to me. But certainly other members, it's equally critical to. Chairman Hunter and Chairman Morrison have a naval air station in Corpus. Chairman Guerin and the vast majority of the Tarrant County delegation want to protect Joint Air Station and Joint Reserve Base in Fort Worth, so the bill is for them as well. Stan Lambert and the Dyess Air Force Base desire this protection. San Antonio, of course, military town USA. Randolph and Lackland are included. Laughlin and Del Rio, Pancho Navarez. Actually, Pancho had a 30-mile radius that he wanted to expand it to that we did not do. And then Naval Air Station in Kingsville, J.M. Lozano, has asked for this bill as well. There are 2 amendments done, members. In the House, the floor-price amendment was completely accepted in its entirety to protect existing projects. And then Chairman Hunter also had an amendment that was given to him from the wind industry. He can talk about that. But we did keep a portion of it. Another portion was not acceptable to the Senate and frankly was not acceptable to any of the military aviation commanders because it completely took their control away. And so that is not in the bill. But with that, I would move concurrence.
Mr. Miller, for what purpose?
Mr. Speaker, would the gentleman yield for a few questions?
Mr. Frank,
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Gentleman yields.
Representative Frank, I think most of the body here is familiar with my background in that I'm probably the only Navy pilot here and the one who has experienced some of this in my background. And also I commanded a naval air station during my time as in the Navy. Can you just succinctly tell us why we need this bill?
Well, and if you notice on Tuesday in Trump's plan, they have instituted BRAC again, which is the base realignment process. And basically, the more encroachment you have around a base, the less or the more likely you are to have problems with your BRAC. And essentially, the more likely it is that one of the key economic drivers, not to mention the military, is going to be pushed out of communities in Texas.
Okay, BRAC, yes, and that's another fact. I have taken a base through a BRAC process and had my base shut down and started another base. And so this is an important process. Are you familiar with the Texas Military Preparedness Commission interim study on the military value task force and what they came up with?
Yes, I am. I know they are very concerned about BRAC and also making sure all our bases are prepared for it.
And from a military value perspective, it's about mission accomplishment. If a base cannot perform its mission, accomplish its mission, the BRAC will take action to move that base to another state. Are you familiar with how many other states are involved in this process, looking to take bases from other states?
Yeah, I think really almost every state in the country wants to expand their bases, not lose. And so with that, okay. If you're good with that, I would move passage.
I'm good.
Or move adoption.
The question occurs in the Adoption and Conference Committee report, Senate Bill 277. It's a record vote. Clerk, ring the bell. Okay, Mr. Blanco voting aye. Chair Representative Anchia voting no.
No, I am.
They've all voted. There being 97 ayes and 47 nays, the report is adopted.